Hello everybody, it's me, TONIK TZW. We're here again in the Roma, and this one is just called Patata, because that is Italian for potato, and I'm guessing if you say it in the voice of like a minion, like Patata, it makes it even more amusing, which is more than I can say for what happened in this game. And I've said it before a million times, I don't play battleships, but I do play battleships, and I've been playing a few games in the Roma because I need it for the Bureau project, and rather than cheese it in AI, I've been taking it out in standard, and as you can see from previous videos, I've been having some nice games in it. We're here on the Atlantic. We spawn in the middle on B cap, and my immediate thought is I know that teams try to push hard through C. We have got a carrier game. That means there's going to be a little bit of difficulty for the destroyers, but the destroyer with the most difficulty is going to be a Macam. And for those that don't know what a Macam is somebody that comes from the city of Sunderland in the northeast of England, and their arch rivals are Newcastle, also known as Geordies. And Macam's football team, Sunderland's amateur football club, are called the Black Cats, and Newcastle United are called the Magpies. That is their nicknames. It's not like American football where you've got the Broncos and the Chiefs and the Indians and things like that. But yeah, that guy is out in the summers on the left flank, and he's got A cap to take care of. I was going to push across to C, but then very shortly B cap starts to get turned, and I'm looking at what our destroyer is doing, and I'm like, yep, let's get in there. Let's go and sort that destroyer out. It's obvious there's a destroyer in there. Please, destroyer, turn around. Let's go and at least try to contest that cap. I'll come in with you. I'll support you even. Let's go. Let's go there. Let's go to B. Now, Jervis is just gonna keep sailing along with his head in the clouds and his thumb up his arse. So I decide that I am going to go to B cap in a battleship, which is a stupid decision, because a battleship versus a destroyer, especially at close range with limited maneuverability, is not the best place to be. But we're going to make the most of it. We're calling for this Jervis to come back. You'll notice that the ships have pushed in close to A cap, but the destroyer is hiding behind an island. There's another ship there backing him up. Our carrier is over the top of it, but B cap has gone to red team, and it appears that A cap is just not being contested. Now, I spoke to this person afterwards, and he said he had been watching the football and he had had a few pints. And yeah, I think that's obvious, because both he and the other ship have turned tail and are running away as fast as they can from A cap. Disappointing. Our Jervis is out there. I think he gets himself spotted because he pops a smoke screen in a second. There is also a smoke screen there on the edge of that cap, and I'm thinking, is that the destroyer? I don't know, but we are going to push, and at the same time we're realizing that we are going to be broadside to all of those ships that are pushing up along the outside edge of B cap towards C, and I'm like, oh crap, who do I shoot at? We run the smoke, and this is just so I can kind of make a bit of movement. There we go, the DD runs his smoke screen. I'm spotted because I've fired and smoke penalty and all that. I knew that that was going to happen, and so I decide I now need to push full steam ahead and get some cover on my left flank from those battleships on the side. But the destroyer cheeses the kill. I'm looking around me. We're on the cap. I'm going to try and see what we can do to take this cap and again get my guns across to that port side. We're going to slam it in reverse and slow down, give us enough time to take this capture point without getting hit and reset. Blue team have also pushed into C, but still ACAP are running away. Literally, they are further back than the carrier at some points in this game. We slap that Vlad for a double citadel and give him a little bit of a wake-up call. But I'm expecting fire to be coming back my way. And the first volunteer to come to put shots onto me is this Amagi. And he's going to try and turn into this corner. I'm not sure about the angle of the shot that I've got, so I decide, as the side of his turrets is against me, we'll try and knock a gun out. Yes, it's not going to happen. But his secondaries are onto me. The destroyer is obviously in a smokescreen, relying on me to do the spotting for him. And I'm taking shots from my right flank too. And I'm like, what on earth is going on here? This appears to be a lost cause. We are 3 ships down to 1. Let's just have a look there. What are we? We're 4.5 minutes into the game. Amagi comes round the corner in front of me and he goes back to port. So there we go. That is a kill. It is a cap. And then I see it in Azure Lane, New Jersey. I know the Vladivostok is there too. And there is still 2 destroyers running about. One of our destroyers is still so far back on the map that he's almost in the last game. There is a destroyer near ACAP. The carrier seems to be focusing solely on CCAP, and to be honest, I don't think this game would have ended where it did for me had he been able to keep those destroyers spotted, because I am one of those battleship captains that will shoot at destroyers. But in the meantime, there are much bigger things in front of me. I have got the attention of the aircraft carrier because I am isolated. I'm out on my own. But what I'm trying to do is get air flanking fire and help my team out as much as possible. I see that destroyer pop a smoke screen there. I pop mine. I know I'm still under a smoke fire penalty here, but it should run long enough to allow us to drop detection. But there are 2 destroyers running around out here, uncontested. There's the first salvo of torpedoes. I think I just managed to squeeze past those. And seeing that Vladivostok broadside, I know it's a smoke fire penalty again. But 3 turrets, let's get those on them because we're not going to get a shot like that again. 17,500 citadel hit. There's the destroyer behind me. I want to stay focused on these 2 battleships because as soon as I come out of my smoke, that destroyer is going to stop shooting at me. But our other destroyer out there, he's finally decided that he can't get to the next game or the previous game by going off the back of the map, and he's decided to turn round and come in. And he said that everybody left him there and he was up against everything. But I don't see how that was the case because the carrier's harassing me. I've got a Bismarck behind me. I've got the Kagero spotting at me too. I'm looking for a shot on this guy, and I do put a shot on, but I think he slams the brakes on just in time for me to miss everything. I know there's probably going to be torpedoes coming from him. I've got the Vladivostok there. I've got the New Jersey there, and I'm in a very, very horrible spot. And still our other destroyer has not made it back to ACAP. And our carrier is about to get himself sunk. Now I contemplate a shot at the Vladivostok there, but we decide to keep those and use our speed and position to get in a better position to get a shot at him. And we chunk him for another 19,000 hit points. So that's him taken care of. I know that my damage con is on cooldown. I'm probably shafted at this point, but seeing that the way the game has played out, I decide that I'm just going to take what I can from this one, while the triple fires warm the cockles of my heart, and a New Jersey presents a full broadside to me and loses 20,000 hit points off my front two turrets. I don't have long left, so we put the back turret on and pick up another 20,000 hit points from him as well. My life is over, triple fired, the last few hit points, the Summers. Is it a Summers? I can't remember if it's a Summers. But he still has not pushed onto that cap. Now, whether he was drunk and incoherent, or whether it is purely because he is just a Mackem, I don't know why. But let's head across there, and we'll see how this guy gets on, because he's last man standing. He's on for solo warrior, but I tell you something, that isn't going to happen in this game. He is finally going to make it onto the cap, and being the last ship in the game, he is going to be the focus of attention. And I was literally sat shaking my head and chuckling to myself as he sailed aimlessly around in circles, trying to avoid bombs, shells, and everything. But it was inevitable that at some point somebody was going to land the kill shot. And with that, the game is over. Patata in the Roma. We finish on 155,000 damage with a high caliber and 3 solid kills to our name, a bunch of cap resets and a cap assist in that B cap that we took. But it was a spud run. We do finish top of the team, just under 2,000 base XP, so could have been close to 1,000 if I'd survived a little bit longer and managed to do a little bit more. But it wasn't to be, and I think that was evident from the very early stages of that game. I don't always put the good stuff up, I put the bad stuff up too. Hang around, click on one of these links, don't forget, hit the like button, leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel and tell your friends to come and have a laugh at my misery. Take care and goodbye.